What is going on, everybody? So I'm back today to talk about a television series that I've been wanting to watch for a while now, that my siblings have actually pushed me to watch because of how much they love it. And I finally got around to watching the first two seasons because the third season actually started airing this week, and I managed to get caught up. I've watched it over the span of the past couple weeks, and I actually just watched the first episode of the third season. But today I wanted to talk about the first two seasons of the show. I'm not going to do like an episode by episode breakdown, just give my general thoughts on the show as a whole. And the show I'm going to be talking about today is Ted Lasso on Apple TV+. Ted Lasso stars Jason Sudeikis as Ted Lasso, an American college football coach who is hired to coach an English soccer team with the secret intention that his inexperience will lead to its failure, but whose folksy, optimistic leadership proves unexpectedly successful. So I didn't really know anything about this show at all, other than I knew that it had to do with soccer, and I knew that Jason Sudeikis was in it, and that people genuinely enjoyed it. And I absolutely love everything about this show because it is so unconventional in its writing style in a way that is so refreshing and engaging and just really beautiful at moments. And so, as the description says, you have Jason Sudeikis' character Ted Lasso that was a American college football coach who led his team to a championship. And so him and Coach Beard, who is his assistant, are hired by Rebecca, who is the new owner of a European soccer team that her and her husband have just gone through a really horrible divorce. And she found out he was cheating on her multiple times. And so to get back at her husband, she wants to hire this guy to ruin the soccer team. She wants it to be absolutely terrible. She doesn't want them to win. And so she's doing everything that she can to sabotage that, to bring pain to her ex-husband. And so we're introduced to this huge cast of characters of all of the people that are on the soccer team, including Roy Kent, who is one of my favorite characters, played by Brett Goldstein. He is absolutely hilarious. He's getting a little bit older than the other players. You could tell that they kind of rag on him a little bit because of that, but he has such a hilarious personality. Jamie Tart, who is the young, exciting new soccer player that's really up in his own head. He's definitely douchey. He's a little bit of an asshole. And then you have all of these other cast of characters. You have Sam Obisanya, who is the young Nigerian soccer player that is like really exciting to watch. You can sort of see his trajectory through the first two seasons and how he's grown as a character. And then we have other people that work in the office. You have Nate, who at the beginning of the show is essentially what they call a kit man. He's like an equipment manager, but he knows a lot about the game, and Ted kind of lets him shine and show his knowledge of soccer. But his character arc has a very interesting dynamic as to where it's led up to in the third season. You have Higgins, who is the secretary to Rebecca, or her personal assistant, who his character is so lovable and fun and entertaining. You have Keely, played by Juno Temple, who is this like internet influencer model that her character has gone through an immense amount of growth through the first and second seasons. And just all of these people through the town, the bartender, people that go to the bar. And that's what I really love about this show, is that there is a huge array of characters, but the writing team doesn't leave any of them left out. They all have a character arc, regardless of how large or how small it is throughout the season. They all build on these characters to make them so multifaceted and interesting that you can't stop watching. And what I love about the show is Ted is such like a charismatic, fun, lighthearted guy who really doesn't let a lot get to him other than when it's really heavy personal family issues. But rather than just him be this bubbly, light, fun person who's always fixing all these issues, his character has some truly dark moments where you learn a lot about his past and sort of the reason why he is the way that he is now, and tries to bring so much light into people's lives when things are so dark because of the darkness that he has experienced in his own life. And I think it's a beautiful dichotomy that's handled so well through the writing of the show. And every single character in this show has a lot of layers to them. They're not just one thing. And what I love is all the backstories that are handled through all of them. And like even Coach Beard, who hadn't really had his moment till the tail end of the second season, where he got an entire entire episode just kind of seeing his eccentric personality and the type of human that he actually is. And I love that the writers don't leave any of those stones unturned. And I know it's uncertain as to whether or not the third season is going to be the last. There's been hinting that it possibly could be, or that maybe it's not going to be, that they'll keep it going. Like Jason Sudeikis has kind of left it a little bit up in the air. But I hope that it continues, because it is just such a beautiful show to watch. And it's so wholesome in its content, when sometimes it can be very dark, but for the most part it's very wholesome and uplifting in a way that doesn't feel cheesy or Hallmark-esque. It all feels very lived. The reality of the show feels very realistic. It feels like each one of these characters has relatable elements to them that everyone can attach themselves onto. And that is my favorite part of television, is when you can take a longer period of time to build up characters, make them so lovable, develop these arcs that you really attach yourself onto. And I'm really looking forward to the third season. The first episode was really fantastically well written, and I'm excited to see where it goes. I know we're going to get 12 episodes released on a weekly basis, but I really love this show, and I would highly recommend that if you haven't checked it out, you 100% should. Have you seen Ted Lasso? Do you love it? Do you hate it? Leave me a comment down below and let me know what you think. I think that this show is absolutely brilliant, and I look forward to each new episode I get to watch. As always, if you can like the video and subscribe to the channel, it helps me out a lot and lets me know the type of content you're looking for. I'm always putting out new material and look forward to getting more out for you in the near future. And as always, everyone, thank you so much for watching, and have a great rest of your day.